Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Slade, the Buffyverse Revisited, which is a bonus episode.
Bonus episode. Yes, the second of your two bonus episodes from your favorite podcast as we wrap up Buffy season 3 and get ready to head into Buffy season 4 and Angel season 1.
That's right. And I'm one of your hosts. I'm James.
I'm your other host. Surprised Jeremy didn't use the Angel theme song for our intro.
No, I don't have it ready yet.
Oh,
I don't have it ready yet. But I will. Fear not, my friend. Before we begin season 4 of Buffy and season 1 of Angel, I will have the
it
theme ready.
Queued up for the intro. There's just the intro theme music for the Angel centric episodes. Spoiler alert.
Wait a minute. I do have it.
I know you do.
What the hell am I talking about?
I don't know. That's why I was surprised you didn't use it.
What? Oh well, that's fine.
So that's literally the only thing that's going to change about the Angel centric episodes is our opening.
And the fact that we're not talking
intro music. Well, and the fact that we're not talking about Buffy. But obviously the name of the pod's going to stay the same. Kind of thought about that when we named it. That's why it's called Slade, the Buffyverse Revisited. But anyway,
we just called ourselves the Revisitors. And we've just gone from show to show to show. But we're not very smart, honestly.
You know what? We've talked about this off the air, so to speak.
Yes.
When we first started doing this, I literally anticipated it being Buffy and then Angel, and then we would probably be done.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until we were well into season 3 of Buffy where I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to want to stop doing this after we finish Angel.
Yeah, and then we talked and we've come up with like 37 more shows we'd like to do. So
right.
It's like, I don't know if this will ever end until one of us dies.
Right. And so in the category of hindsight is always 2020, we should have named ourselves something a little more generic.
Yeah.
But that's something we can address once we are nearing the end of revisiting the Buffyverse and moving on to the next phase of whatever the fuck we are doing here.
Which will be Highlander.
It will be Highlander, but a new name for the podcast has yet to be decided upon. It has been discussed, although this is the first time you've mentioned just calling ourselves the Revisitors, kind of like that. But I'm also really fond of James and Germs Do.
Yeah, and then you just put this or that or
right. James and Germs Do Highlander. James and Germs Do Forever Night.
And then if we finally really need some ratings, we'll just do Germs and James Do each other.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because everybody wants to see that.
Everyone wants to see that.
I get messages all the time about that.
Me too.
And I'm like, hello, onlyfans.com/nipples.
Nipples. What do you think's going on over there, folks?
Right.
Anyway,
this week, James.
This week, in again the second of our two bonus episodes, we will be doing a watch along for the Angel pitch tape. This is before I get into that, much like our previous watch alongs, if you go to the show notes, either in wherever you're listening to the podcast, the audio notes, or the notes in the YouTube version of the podcast, you will find a link to the Angel pitch tape. When we're ready, Jeremy's going to give us a little countdown from 5 to 1, he's going to say press play. When he says press play, you press play, and you're going to watch this tape with us while we talk about it.
And you're going to like it.
You're going to fucking like it. Do you understand me? You're going to watch it, and you're going to listen to us talk about it, and you're going to fucking like it. All
and
right?
If you don't?
And if you don't, that's okay. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. We're real chill about it. Whatever.
Super chill and relaxed.
Super chill and relaxed. But you fucking love it. You understand me? You fucking love it. You fucking love it.
Okay.
You take this Angel pitch tape. You take it good. Anyway.
Daddy.
Daddy Angel. Daddy David. Daddy David. David Boreanaz.
Woo! We have problems, folks. We have problems.
So yes. So find the link. Get ready to listen to Jeremy give me a countdown. Wink.
Wink, countdown.
And when he says press play, press play. But we will be watching the roughly 6-minute Angel pitch tape. This was put together by Joss and company, namely David Greenwalt, who anyone that's listening that has listened to the podcast has heard that name several times over the course of the first 3 seasons. If you're a Buffy and or Angel fan, you're familiar with that name. He basically helped He Who Shall Not Be Named come up with the concept of this spinoff.
Which is, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the WB came to He Who Must Not Be Named and wanted this.
I actually was not able to find anything about that.
Well, I heard it several years ago from a panel that He Who Must Not Be Named had done at San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
And he was talking about Firefly, and he was talking about obviously Buffy and Angel and whatnot. And the question came up about Angel, and kind of how it came to be. And yeah. And the only thing I can really remember is him saying that, well, WB came to us and said, hey, we want more. And he was like, I don't know what the fuck to give you. And so then that's kind of planted the seeds of, okay, why don't we spin David off of Buffy and make him the.
Okay. I can see that. I
think it was a panel from around 2013, maybe a little before, maybe a little after, but if somebody looks it up, they can probably find it, but it's Joss talking about this.
Okay. But yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see, the WB obviously 3 seasons in, to Buffy, and seeing they have like just this huge hit on their hands, going to Joss and being like, we need, gimme more, gimme
more. It's everybody's always wanting fucking more.
And Joss being like, well, I don't know.
It's like, I don't know. I'm Joss Whedon.
Fuck. So yeah, I mean, I can 100% see that. But yeah, it was He Who Should Not Be Named and David Greenwalt came up with this concept. Shot this little 6-minute pitch tape, obviously with David and 2 other people in particular that we will see as we watch it, to kind of give give the execs at the WB an idea of what they had come up with and what they had in mind. And this was pitched to the WB execs in '99, and then Angel premiered, I believe, in October of that same year. So it was a pretty quick turnaround.
Yep.
Pretty quick turnaround time, from pitch to green light. So But without any further ado,
Adieu.
Jeremy, why don't you give us that countdown so that we can watch this?
All right, I will go from 5 down, and when I say press play now, press play on the word now. All right, everybody got that? Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now.
So we open on the beautiful, beautiful David Boreanaz. He's standing on a rooftop, and he's kind of narrating the events of his 240 plus year life to us so far. He's literally going through, I think he says, 26 years into an unremarkable life. So I think this is our first confirmation of Angel's age at the time he was turned by Darla. As he's talking about things, we're seeing flashes of scenes from episodes of Buffy. We've got Becoming Part 1 and Becoming Part 2, Amends, The Harvest, Angel, Reptile Boy, What's My Line Part 1, Passion, I Only Have Eyes for You, and
Debbie Does Dallas.
Enemies, and Graduation Day Part 2. You know, he's up to obviously his time with Buffy now and their relationship and how it changed him.
These damn gypsies, I tell you. Oh, that's such an offensive term. I'm surprised that it's still used at this time.
True.
I mean, this was 99.
He's, of course, telling us about the gypsy curse. If he experiences true happiness, he'll lose his soul. And
Which
how he
should be saying indigenous Romanian curse.
And how he, you know, decided to leave Buffy and shut himself off from the world.
And then he came to L.A.
And we find out that he is in L.A.
He is in law.
And we get not the Angel theme song, but it's kind of a pretty bitchin'.
Yeah, it's a rockin' song.
Yeah, we're seeing flashes of Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign. You know.
Oh, and who's this fellow walking with Angel?
This is Glenn Quinn, the actor.
Who is sadly no longer with us.
He has passed on, yes.
But he was a fabulous actor. Some people may recognize him as Mark from
Roseanne.
The Roseanne Show.
Yep. More shots of L.A. and demons.
Seedy underbody of L.A.
Yes. And of course, Glenn...
Underbelly. I said underbody.
Quinn's character was telling Angel, like, you need to get out into the world. You need to...
Oh, who's this, James?
Oh, my goodness. Is this Charisma Carpenter as Cordelia Chase?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
You're not even close.
Oh. Who is it then?
It's Charisma Carpenter as Cordelia Chase.
Yes, Cordelia will be joining Angel in Los Angeles. But how? How does this come about?
I'm not going to say.
I'm not going to say either. People will just have to tune in to the podcast and find out.
Oh, fisticuffs.
Karate fights.
Karate fights and fisticuffs. Who doesn't like a good karate fight with fisticuffs?
I couldn't tell you.
Right?
Nobody I want in my life, that's for sure.
Exactly. You don't like a good karate fight. I don't even want to talk to you.
Yep.
Oh, I hope we never see her again. We will. Who are these shady fellows sitting around this large boardroom table? Surely we'll never know who they are. Wonder where they got the. I wonder where they got the idea for his car.
Not everything ties back to Highlander.
Well, let's be honest. This show
Jeremy.
is pretty much a straight up.
You know, we said that previously, but if anything, it's more of a ripoff of Forever Night.
Well, yeah, because it's a vampire. But I mean, but Forever Night, that guy's like he's a cop.
Right, he drove a convertible.
Yeah, but come on now, come on. We know where it really came from. Join us for Angel.
You're so aggressive about it.
Angel. All right.
That WB announcer was like so aggressive about everything.
Join us.
Join us
Angel.
Angel. On the all-new Tuesday, WB Tuesday.
In a world.
A WB two-night event starting on Tuesday with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, followed by Angel on Wednesday.
Should watch it and like it.
Watch it and like it. Yes, that was the just under 6-minute pitch tape for Angel. Not if I was a WB exec and I wanted something else from Joss set in the world of Buffy, and he showed me that, I would have wet myself with excitement.
I'm already completely soaked.
And been like, yes, here is $1 million per episode. Please make this show.
You know, I've always said, I don't know if I've said this to you or not actually, but I've always said and I've always thought that I would enjoy a Buffyverse show, and it could even be animated. That'd be fine. But a Buffyverse show set in, say the Victorian era or the Edwardian era, you know, just back a ways.
Right.
I've always thought that would be super interesting.
I think if you know, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talks of Buffy reboot, which I'm okay with.
I mean, I'm okay with it if they do it right, but I've yet to see really a reboot that's been done right.
But what I would like to see more so than a reboot would be more of an anthology type series, like Tales of the Slayers.
Yeah, like what's the show called they do as an anthology? Or something horror.
Oh, American Horror Stories.
American Horror Story, yeah.
Right, where, you know, each season we would maybe follow one Slayer in particular.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't vampire.
Right. I don't think a new story every week format would work for something like that. You know what I mean?
Do it kind of like the way they do it,
right?
Where it's one overarching story for the season,
for the entire season, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times when you say anthology series, though, people's minds immediately go to like
the old school way of doing
right, like Twilight Zone or the Night Gallery, where each episode is
like American Horror Story, but set in the Buffyverse.
Right,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I would be all for that.
Because
I'm just kind of burned out on reboots. I'm like, how about we just do a continuation or a set in the universe of, and like, why do we have to reboot and rehash what's already been done? That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like, it's already been done. It was done well. You know, it's like I think that's one of the reasons I love Cobra Kai. It's
Right.
like, well, that's just a continuation of, you know.
Yeah, and as much as I would love that Tales of the Slayers um to be live action, I think animated 100%.
If
Um
it's done,
if the animation is decent, yeah.
yeah, it's got to be a certain kind of animation. It can't be like, you know, Scooby Doo animation where I'm like, okay, this is clearly for a 10-year-old, you know.
Um and honestly, I think animation is probably the way to go.
And this
Uh,
day and age, yeah.
right, budgetary wise, and everything.
Also, if it could find a home on a good streaming service and got a decent budget, it could be one hell of a good live action show.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So that not a real, not. I mean,
Sizzle reel watch along,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. Not a whole lot to say about that. It was. I mean, if for any of the listeners out there that are already familiar with the Angel TV show, hopefully that um, piqued your interest enough to keep going with us as we cover that in addition to Buffy.
Hopefully, you are as moist as we are.
Right, and we are pretty moist
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
So that man, I kind of want to start watching Angel now after watching after
Oh, you
watching that
can.
It's
Nothing
real.
stopping you.
Right, there is nothing stopping me. There is nothing stopping me. It's so good. It's so good. Uh,
Agree.
I really can't wait to start. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that our discussions about Angel are gonna delve deeper into um, the characters and the episodes than what they necessarily do for Buffy. If I'm
Oh, yeah,
being quite honest,
especially as the seasons go on.
I think I
They go so deep in some of these characters, man. It's
I think
oh,
I think we're gonna be um, surprisingly more analytical with what's happening in Angel
yeah.
than we have been with Buffy. That's just kind of my gut
That's what
feeling.
saying.
That's kind of my gut feeling going into it. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining us for this brief little second bonus episode as we officially wrap up uh, uh, season 3 of the podcast itself, and we get ready to head into season 4 of the podcast, as well as season 4 of Buffy and season 1 of Angel.
That's right. We will see you back on what is the date, James? What date will we be coming back?
We will be dropping Buffy season 4, episode 1, The Freshman, on August 7th.
And then on August the 9th, we will be dropping season 1, episode 1 of Angel.
City of. Yes.
City of.
Yes.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys then. I have been one of your hosts. I'm Germals.
I'm your other host, Jamels.
Ta-ta.